Okay, good. I checked my video just now and I thought maybe I had it set to 60 frames per second, but it's not. I'm on the right setting. It's a new third-party app and had a few bugs to work out trying to get used to it. So we went through the hair ornaments, locks. This is the ethnic minority culture park. Let's find out about cotton puff ear warmers, huh? Our lovely home. This is what we read before. Same stuff. Workmanship and embroidery of Chinese art. Folk powder puff and earmuff. Belly band, wrap, powder puff, and earmuff are sewn stitch by stitch in Chinese daily life. They witness the dedication of mothers, wives, and girls who have woven all their love into these articles, making the best nature of human beings evolve today and bespeaking how great women are, notwithstanding several hundred years, for these articles hereby presented you may still be touched by each one of them. The small and delicate powder puff is like a tender woman who puts red powder on her face, sitting in front of a mirror. The blue earmuff adds to the beauty of their husbands while warming their ears. Aren't they the live witness of women's daily life? Chinese women are so reserved and simple that they translate their daily life into history and culture and ultimately the human legacy. This is nothing but the perpetuity of their love. The belly band, wrap, earmuff, and powder puff represented here are collected from such places as Shanxi, Guizhou, Northeast, and Beijing. History 400 years from Ming to modern times. Powder puff designed for women to put powder on their face. Round puff bag measuring 6 to 8 centimeters. Swayed inside for dipping and puffing powder and outside for decoration. Ancient China, women, poor or rich, were all devoted to decoration and beauty. A veneer of powder on the face coupled with a little rouge powder as well as red lips and inked eyelid indicate women's beauty. The peony, plum, lotus, fish, pomegranate, hyacinth, bat, phoenix, and 12 Chinese horoscope animals embroidered on the round powder puff show women's appreciation of love and feeling, beauty and goodness, auspiciousness and happiness. They are both practical and artistic. These embroidered powder puffs boast a history of over 200 years from mid-Qing dynasty to the Republic of China. Small as they are, they indicate the simple and touching love of women. Earmuff, also named Nuaner or Huer, is used to fend off cold in winter. It is usually shaped like a pear and made of silk cloth inserted with cotton. It is also inlaid with fur. Nuaner was once exclusive to officials and was not frequently seen among the masses in north part of China until Qing dynasty. Earmuffs are also used by ethnic minorities such as Inner Mongolia, Hui, and Man. In the past, apart from their feet, people mainly relied on horses as means of transportation. In winter, the north featured strong wind, which froze the walkers' ears. Sometimes it was so cold that their ears might fall off, and the bulk of the walkers were men. On account of this, women's earmuffs for their sons or husbands. They sew earmuffs for their sons or husbands to hope that they would come back home safe and sound as soon as possible. The muffs also show women's loyalty to their sons, husbands, and family. Embroidered on the earmuffs are flowers, birds of prey, animals whose designs are even in parallel. Examples among those designs are dragon and phoenix, butterfly, words and clusters of flowers on the earmuffs of Inner Mongolian people, exotic flowers and grasses, and designs full of Saman culture on those of Man people, as well as peony, ivy, turtle, bat design on those of Hui people. The earmuffs hereby presented boast a history of over 300 years from Qing Dynasty to the Republic of China. Cotton puffs these are, huh? Fan bags, shoe pads, wedding veil from Meow, money bag from the Han, the wallet. Let me take the autofocus off, that's annoying. Keeps trying to autofocus on me. Lock the autofocus. Flashlight bag, Meow. Glasses case, Dong Xiang. Glasses case, Lian. Mirror bag, Han. Finger guard case, Man. Head scarf, Yao. Sleeve protection, Dong. Head scarf, Uzbeks. Fan bag, Han. Socks, Salar. Ear warmers. Clay whistle. The mud whistle, civil toy. Mud whistle, also named Ni Jiao Jiao, Ni Gao, Xiao Ni Jiao, and Gugu Chong, is a civil toy made of clay and mud. It's mainly shaped by small traditional mud-based Kai Ni animals, 2 pores for blowing air in and out installed within a knee piece. Sometimes a pipe is inserted as a whistle. Civil mud whistles are usually shaped like monkey, dog, cow, horse, pig, chicken, pigeon, eagle, fish, turtle, frog, boy, and baby girl. Mud whistle is normally subject to mud drying, soil shaking, shaping, drying, painting, glazing, and firing kiln. Mud whistle is rooted in people's life and exhibits the civil culture of different regions. They are clumsily elegant, vivid, and colorful. Their varieties include Huangping, Huayang, Tongren, Yu, Hua, Jai, Taiwan, and Taiwan. Mud whistles presented here are collected from Guizhou, Henan, Shanxi, Beijing, Taiwan, and cover the modern era. Jiaoji pottery from Taiwan. Multi-oil colored pottery integrating the technique of low-temperature soft pottery and Guang kiln. It originated from the south of Wuling, Guangdong province, historically known as Jiaoji. It was introduced to Taiwan in late Ming Dynasty and early Qing Dynasty. Jiaoji pottery was produced by hand. The bamboo strip is used as a tool to paste, modify the sculpture, and then the color is painted. The last process is repeated kiln burning. The pottery is carried. I gotta take my face mask off. Not the best air quality today, even inside these little buildings. Bum bum bum. Luck, blessing, good fortune, wealth, status, reproduction. How cute, huh? Huangping mud whistle, also named Ni Jiao Jiao, prevalent toy of Miao people living in Huangping District, Guizhou Province, made of colored mud, derived from the art of painted clay figurine. Its history is 70 years. Concise, exaggerated, striking colors, black background, yellow, purple, red, green, other colors, yellow, white, blue, purple, used in some cases. These also resemble purple color on the skirt embroidery of Miao women. Wonder why they only do half. They were gonna paint the rest, maybe. Tea sets, also named Chachi, refers to cha is tea. What's chi? Besides life force and a number. What's chi? 7? Tea set, also named cha chi, refers to tools used in tea making and tea drinking. China is home to tea. Tea encompasses a history span of 5,000 to 6,000 years, from primary use as medicine to drinks in West Han. With the changes of tea making come the changes in tea set, which evolved from tuguan, tabo, yuta kettle, and cup after up to 6,000 years development. Tea culture arising out of this evolution has become the essence of tea art, as well as the rights of each people. On top of that, tea is a major component of Chinese culture, playing an important role in carrying forward social values, exhibiting cultural art, and promoting social progress. It's now a bona fide national drink. Tea set is instrumental in preserving the freshness of tea soup. Tea drinking and tea drinking set vary from place to place and people to people. In ethnic minorities, populated regions, there are still locally made and grotesque tea sets made of bamboo, wood, clay, copper, iron, and paint. Tea sets divided into water boiler, tea infuser, tea tank, and tea maker. Tea sets hereby presented are collected from places like Yunnan, Tibet, Jiangxi, Xinjiang, and Inner Mongolia, and boast a history of about 400 years from Qing dynasty to now. Blue and white porcelain, famous wares of the Qing into the Ming. Become multicolored. Tea brewing tray used to serve Kung Fu tea. I went to a Kung Fu tea ceremony. They had that tea appreciation course through the Hong Kong Tourism Board at the Lok Cha Tea House. It was free and it was excellent. You can watch my YouTube video of it. Some tea brick. That's how they used to sell tea. Big bricks and cakes. It looked like the lights are working. Yeah. So there are lights in these halls if you want to turn them on, I guess. I have my own light that I've been using. My own flash. Drinking sets. Designed, let me turn the light on. Might as well, right? Designed for drink storage and drinking. They are most primitive embodiment of Chinese alcoholic beverage cultures. Blah, blah, blah. Shang Dynasty. Bronzewares. Prosperous Tang. Drinking utensils, 3 types for different usage. Drink tank, drink container, drink set. Big capacity in the drink tanks. Designed to store drink. Container served as a container spool and drink heater. Drink sets or facilities. Transferring artistic appreciation as well as drinking tools. Times of drinking. People can immerse themselves in wine culture. Drink sets also keep people from over drinking. They are all made with certain capacity to avoid over drinking. There's another function for drink sets that shows social etiquette. A carrier of social etiquette. Drink sets indicate different ethnic nationality and hierarchy in different era. Drink sets hereby presented are locally made. They are sophisticated and boast rich ethnic and local drink culture, which has become part of Chinese traditional culture. All the drink sets preserved in our institute are collected from Yunnan, Guizhou, Sichuan, Jiangxi, Shanxi, Tibet, Inner Mongolia, and Beijing. They have a history of over 500 years from Ming and Qing dynasty to now. Porcelain pot featuring characteristics of blue and white porcelain. This is an interesting lacquer tea set. They have one of these, I don't know if it's from the Uyghur or Mongolians. I think it's the Mongolian tea set that I saw, a big version of this at the Shanghai Museum up in the Ethnic Minority Gallery. They're talking about somehow the tea gets poured in with it upside down. There's no and you drink your tea through the straw. It's an odd way they explain how it's filled. Your liquor anyway, I guess, not tea. You can see here little heaters. Drinking warm tea, writing horn there for drinking. Drinking horns are good games because you got to drink all your wine before you can set it down, or else it spills out. So it encourages everybody to get tipsy. Bamboo. I think a lot of the pipes people would have been smoking out of would have been bamboo pipes too. Bamboo would have been the ultimate useful item. Scholars for jewels. This is the writing implements of the scholar's desk. Ink, paper, and ink slab along with your writing brush were the 4 treasures of the scholar's desk. Wen Feng, Si Bao, 4 treasures of the study, dating back to South and North Dynasty, referring to the study room. That's what Wen Fong means. Wen Fong, the study room. Initially, writing brush, ink stick, paper, ink slab, general term for tools used in the study. The brush made in Huzhou, called Hubi. The ink stick made in Huizhou, called Huimo. The ink slab made in Duanzhou, called Duanyan. And the paper made in Xuanzhou, called Xuanji. Our top grade collection among the 4 treasures of the study. I know that the brushes that were made in Huzhou, that's over in Zhejiang province, right? They're famous for making brushes, Huzhou. It's a town near Lake Tai, I think. I remember. Apart from the 4 treasures of the study, there are other complementary tools such as brush pot, brush hanger, rack, brush washer, ink slab, base, ink box, paperweight, water pot, baler, water feeder, ink slab case, ink slab screen, arm pad, seal case, and seal. Small and light as they are, they embody the Chinese culture and dedication of the craftsman. For over 1,000 years of history, they become the tools of the Chinese intellects, their pursuit for knowledge in their company, as well as the symbol for upbringing and culture. Wen Fong, Si Bao, Si Bo, Si Bao, Si Bo, Si Bo. The 4 treasures of the study are unique and traditional tools, as well as the spiritual carrier of Chinese culture. In the splendid culture of Chinese history, these treasures help people record the Chinese civilization, depict a colorful life, and leave behind unprecedented poets and paintings handed on from age to age. 4 treasures of the study hereby presented are collected from Anhui, Guangdong, Zhejiang, Hebei, blah blah blah. So here's the ink stones. You grind your ink stick and use a water dropper to add little drops of water to it to get your ink to the right consistency. Then you have a lot of porcelain pots and hand rests. You want to rest your hand and your brush, so you need little stuff like that. These look like paperweights or maybe seals. Sometimes they'd have seals that they'd stamp their stuff with. Ink sticks. Colorless white ink stick. Half-tanned rice paper, row rice paper. They used to write on silk before they started writing on paper, is what I've read. Do a lot of calligraphy on silk. Forget exactly when the tradition of writing on silk. Grabbing brush. Grand brush. Porcelain brush washer, brush mat, wool brushes, brush rack, paperweight, porcelain brush washer, ink slabs. The ink slabs tend to come from Guangdong province, the best ones from a certain type of stone. Think of slate. You want something porous to hold the water and the ink, but not too porous that it'll seep and be absorbed all the way into it. So, real art to it. There's the water jars, and they usually have a little bird shape to them, and out of the neck beak area you pour your water, 1 or 2 drops at a time, minutely controlled. Seals, or chops they call them sometimes. Ink paste case. Instead of a signature, you'd have a seal to stamp stuff with, and Even sometimes, if you own something but you didn't work on it, you'd add your seal to it. And other people who looked at it might add their seal, because you'd bring your thing out at a literati group to be appreciated by friends or other artists. Traditional Chinese chopstick cage, also known as chopstick tube, designed to contain chopsticks. China is the birthplace of chopstick. Chopstick is a unique tableware worldwide and is the mascot of the Fu or luck culture. Chopstick, or Kuai Ji, literally means that giving birth as soon as possible. That's why chopsticks have been endowed with a great reputation. 100-sun chopstick tube, and symbolize the availability of countless descendants and longevity. Small as it is, chopstick cage is a necessity in each of the Chinese families. It witnesses daily meals and embodies family feelings and spirit of all generations. Chopstick cage, small and unattractive, becomes something that is made by the owner of a family and records a family's history. It is mainly made of bamboo, wood, ceramic tile, and pottery, and categorized into desktop ones and guashi. It compromises cage wall, cage base, and cage feet. Cage wall is usually carved with flowers or equipped with an air hole. There is a leaking hole at the end of the cage, which facilitates the storage and cleaning of the chopsticks. Chopsticks presented here come from Hebei, Henan, Jiangxi, Beijing, northeastern part of China, and span approximately 200 years, from late Qing dynasty to the modern era. Porcelain chopstick case with celadon glazed Han. Wooden chopstick cases. Look like little mailboxes. Underglazed red. Look how maroon colored the underglazed red gets. Famille rose. Just means bright colors. Bamboo chopstick cases from the Han. Mulan. There's a scourge there, whisk thing for cleaning your pot. Steamer screen, Han, honey, powering brush, pot scouring brush. I guess it's maybe from the Mulan then, or Chiang. I don't know if these, this is Tibetan up here, the ladle. So I guess these are the ethnic minority groups, not the name in parentheses. Salpo Diang. I didn't recognize some of those names though, so I thought maybe they were naming the item. Carved wooden chopstick case. They have a big problem with disposable wooden chopsticks in China. They're tossing them out at a lot of restaurants and road stands, to the point where they're producing like all this waste, chopstick, tons and tons of it a year. It's incredibly wasteful. Same thing. Smoke pipe, opium pipe. So we're back where we started, so I guess I can go to the downstairs portion now. There's a whole other section downstairs. I'm hoping I have enough time to get through the park and go to the Great Bell Temple. I may end up spending the whole day here again, who knows? If you want to read everything, you certainly can. Handy tools. Traditional manual technique refers to Tan Mian Hua. Let me plug my phone into my battery jacket. So I'm getting low juice now, rather than draw from the battery jacket. Well, it's not raining. I'll do this. There we go. Should be charging if I hit the button. Good. Good to go. Traditional manual techniques refer to Tan Mian Hua, Dati, Modao, Juwan, tofu making, Zan, Zang, Qi, tile making, and Ding Mahjong, which are closely related to people's daily life. These simple manual skills and gadgets evolve with people's living conditions and fade into people's memory, but its unique cultural and scientific values witness social development and are worth being cherished. As an old saying goes, a mechanic who wishes to do his work well must first sharpen his tools. These simple and effective gadgets were a result of craftsmen's long-term practice. For a long time, craftsmen used these gadgets to make and repair various living utensils, bringing material comfort and spiritual joy to hardworking and frugal Chinese masses, and make these gadgets endeared to the masses. The small tools presented here are collected from Sichuan, Hebei, Henan, Qinghai, Zhejiang, Shanxi, Beijing, and other places, most of which have a history of up to 300 years. Needle and its companions. Needle and its companions, i.e. thimble, needle, slot, and bobbin plate, scissors, needle stands, and basket constitute the tool set for the traditional needlework. As interdependent friends, they have been royal assistants of human beings, from threading leather and bark clothes, which help people protect their body from cold and hotness. It is the means of making various clothes, accessories, and consumables. Bone needle, 8.2 centimeters length, found in legacies of Beijing upper cavemen living 18,000 years ago. The needle is the earliest and most primitive sewing tool ever found in the world. It's the mark of the start of ancient human civilization in the Shang and Zhou era. The bronze production and the metallurgy were developed. Fine metal needle was a breakthrough in Chinese sewing work. Tang Dynasty gold and silver accessories stood out. Needle and thread slot became practical utensils as well as decoration. Meanwhile, scissors, awl, thimble, bobbin plate, needle, slot, sewing kit, and basket were improved and became a small family composed of a series of manual sewing tools. In this family, sewing needle is a protagonist and has kept evolving since ancient times. The tip and eye of the needle improved in terms of diameter and sharpness. However, its basic configuration, structure, and functions remain unchanged. The only change may come from the manufacturing of sewing needles, which has evolved from the manual forging to fine mechanical manufacturing. Today, needle and its friends are almost remembered in an image with the bitter and sweet emotion that mothers in gray hair was holding the thread and needles to make shoes. Needle and its companions presented here are collected from Gansu, Shanxi, Yunnan, Guizhou, Shandong, Tibet, Inner Mongolia, and Beijing. Their history spans over 5,000 years from Neolithic period, Ming Dynasty, Qing Dynasty, and modern time. Sewing needle is a tool used in sewing clothes and passing thread. The pottery and stone needle made in Yangshou civilization era to bronze needle made in Yangshou have the same structure with the modern needle. They have tip, body, and nose. Only difference will be the processing technology. Bow, needle, and thimble. Weave clasp. Thimble, also named Ding Ding Shi, Ding Ding Zi, is hoop-shaped and made of iron, copper, and other materials. It's usually worn on the index finger. The pit on the thimble pushes against the end of the needle to help the needle tip penetrate the thick cloth. By so doing, people can avoid being hurt when needle goes to the other end of the cloth. As time goes by, clothes, shoes, and hats that are manually sewed are rarely to be seen in our life. Thimbles not only function on the hands of elders and some remote areas where minority people live. An awl is a manual device that penetrates Holes in objects, making finer needles, blah, blah, blah. Primitive sewing work, made by needle-shaped bones. And a lot of the primitive finds in Paleolithic museums, you always see awls made of bone and needles. Needle slot, small device that's used to keep needles, made of wood, bone, leather, etc. Copper, silver, gold, silver, Tang dynasty, treasured by women and nomadic and hunting minorities. Here's some awls, pin cushion. Pin cushions and bags to hold them. Sewing kits, it's a small bag made of cloth or leather, closable opening or pocket flap, designed to hold needle, thread, thimble, small scissors, essential part of family life. Embroidery skill, knit, flower, bird, fish, worm, blah, blah, blah. Bobbin, plate, needle stand, also named Zhenjia, Zhenpai, or Zhenbo, is a soft bag designed to prick needles on. Small animals and fruits are popular, stuffed with sawdust or cotton. Wooden clasp and horn clasp. Buttons. Jade clasp, chameleon clasp, metal clasps. A bobbin plate refers to a small sewing utility that coils lines on a small wood plate for the purpose of storage, made of bamboo, wood, leather, paper, plate, and copper, in different in shapes. Bobbin plates originate in Qing Dynasty and Republican period. They lie silently on the table today with greasy surface. They are telling us that their women masters have used them for over and over again to sew, for embroidery and decoration. Metal clasps. So these are the bobbin plates that you wind it's a spool essentially. Wind your thread around it. Chinese folk art, belly bib and bib. The belly bib knitted thread by mothers, wives, girls, protect the most sincere emotion of the human being, tenderness of motherhood, beauty of love. And of these small articles, the best human nature thus finds its way handed down to us. Greatness of women are also embodied therein. Although these folk articles have a history of over several hundred years and may still find each of them are touching. The double phoenix sewed on the crystal green or bright red belly bib that you see. Image that a pretty girl stands near her bed with shy. Tiger head-shaped bibs let you see a lively plump baby boy come to your embrace with his tender hands. The flower stewed on bibs for baby girls with feature and vivid petals, seemingly bringing people the smell of flowers and children at the breast. That is the everyday life of women. Chinese women are so reserved and simple, but their life made an important part of the history, culture, and the human legacy. That is the entirety of love and feeling. All the items presented here are collected from Shanxi, 400 years from Ming Dynasty to now. The belly bib, underwear that hangs on the breast and belly to keep the stomach warm and cover the body. It usually is made of cotton or silk, also called xinyi mo xiong, gudo, dudu, yao jin. Belly bib originated Han, worn by men and women. Embroidery for ladies, means of combination clipping, sewing, embroidery, flower tag shape color, convey a woman's sensible feeling, other way of expression of their husbands and children, record merriness, artistic skill, beauty, blah blah blah, private article for women, now used for babies only. When I was in Tokyo, they had something interesting in one of the exhibits on the Showa era in World War II. There were belly warmers that I guess were part of the traditional culture in Japan. Fits in with the East Asian culture, overall East Asian culture, since so much of China influenced Japanese culture. But during the war, World War II, women on the street would stand outside asking strangers to come by and sew one stitch in it, so it'd have 1,000 stitches or 10,000 stitches in the belly warmer, so that when the soldier wore it, they would have slogans to protect them from injury on them, kind of like prayers, and it would also have the stitches of support, kind of like, so literally being tied to the community, kind of like a form of heartstrings or something, like that kind of thing, almost like a metaphorical umbilical cord to the community. The 1,000-stitch belly warmer. It's like for World War II. Girls' ways of contributing. They do it for their sweetheart usually. Send it to them. Kind of an interesting concept. This one's got tigers. My totem animal. The bib, also named mouth pad or saliva pad, it's hung around baby's neck to prevent clothes from the saliva or soup drop. The bib is usually made of cotton with embroidery that carries the meaning of driving away evil spirits and nailing hazardous. Mother and then baby's born. Best wishes. Strong tiger, beautiful peony. Hope the tiger lions protect the baby, health of the villagers, drive away evil spirits, etc. The lowest plateau. Chinese folk arts, belly, bib, and bib. So I'm just a little caught in the middle. Sounds like a school group's headed my way. Art shoes for bound feet. Foot binding. Gold lotuses, art shoes. Custom ones practiced by Chinese women. No lights. Yeah, there they go. Custom ones practiced by Chinese women. To demonstrate the charm and tenderness of female, product of husband's authority, feudalism, echoing concept of beauty at the time, lasted more than 1,000 years, beginning in the late 5 dynasties, widespread by Southern Song dynasty, reaching its climax in the Ming and Qing. The ideal was 3-inch feet, gold lotuses, a term coined in the Yuan dynasty. Republic of China government tried to abolish such practice, foot binding completely abolished after founding of the PRC, the People's Republic of China. Exhibition of golden lotuses put on stage again. Unimaginable life of Chinese women who practiced foot binding, telling their tragic story in the feudalism era. The way I look at it, when the PRC is established, in a lot of ways it liberates women. It does away with arranged marriages too. But you have to remember, you're hearing one side of a story. I'm eager to go to Taiwan and see what kind of picture they paint of Chiang Kai-shek. If his legacy is an act of perfidy against the Chinese nation, I doubt it. I doubt they have their own take. Rather bizarre. Slow it down, make it stop. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. It's too much. It's a lot. I got several more galleries to go through here. Shoes. Travel, daily life, animal hide in ancient times, primitive shoes, 5,000 years ago, Yang Shao culture period. Shoes were named Liu in the Han Dynasty and Zhou in the Qin. Divided into 3 categories by material: cloth, straw, leather. Cloth shoes made of silk linen, straw sandals made from plant called calamus, leather shoes made tan animal hide on tan animal hide. The latter one is called the Gita. That's what they call it in Japan. Those are the wooden shoes in Japan, Gita. During the evolution of shoes, aesthetic value is more and more emphasized. Equally important as function, shoes are crucial adornment. Double nose cloth shoes with leather streaks of Man nationality. Leather boots of Mongolia nationality. Felt boots of Tibetan nationality. Sheep pelt boots of Uyghur nationality. Double layer shoes of Tu nationality. Cloth rain boots of Bai nationality. Chao Xia of Dai nationality. Ingot shaped shoes of Gilo nationality. Embroidery cotton sandal, children's shoes, Mountain nationality. Leather, cloth, straw, wood, bamboo, rubber. Traditional stuff here over the last 400 years. Qing Dynasty to modern times. Sandals of the Miao people. The Buyi people. Nashi people. Embroidered shoes of Nashi. These are the Qiang. Bai. Embroidered shoes of Nashi. Dong. Nashi. Mongolian boots. These are like Gita. Boots of the Kazakhs. Wonder if they have any leather, salmon leather boots here that I've seen. Mongolian. Boots of the Tu. Boots of Mongolians. Embroidered shoes of the Bai. Buyi. The Zhuang. Boots of the Tibetan. High-heeled shoes of Man. Qiang. Bai. Qiang. Tibetans. Embroidered shoes of Han and Korean. Embroidered shoes of Zhuang, Buyi. Here are the salmon boots, I think. No, rue deer shoes of the Orochen. Boots of Tibetans, Mongolian, Miao, Korean of the Dai Zhuang Miao embroidered shoes, Buyi Chiang Miao Nashi Tibetan Bai and Chiang these are the Han Bai are these felt or yarn. They look like those Greek slippers that I bought when I was in Greece. Straw sandals. Pumi. Bags. Satchels often used to carry small bags in the areas where ethnic groups inhabited, alternately named as Bai Dai, Cao Du, Gua Bao, Hua Bao, Nang Dai, Tong Pa. It is used by both men and women. The use of the satchel is another evidence of the human civilization. The history of satchels may be dated back to the beginning of the primitive society. The earliest ones are sacks made of animal hides used to hold odds and ends. The invention of spinning brought us new materials such as silk and cotton cloth as natural labor division, i.e., men work in the field, women work in the weaving. Women and demonstrated great talent in spinning. Satchels varied in terms of features, style among ethnic groups, and became an object of sentimental value. They also reflect the culture and way of life in certain historical periods, a channel for women to tell their stories. The most unique ones are leather sacks and water sacks made by nomads and hunters using hides of their kills. Delicate satchels made of bamboo, cane, birch, and even fish skin perfectly embody the kind of nature-diversified life, and satchels are indispensable utensils in daily life all the time. In all ethnic groups, by people at different standings, one would carry his satchel to visit his friends and go to the market. A final satchel can be dowry in wedding ceremony or token of love, as important adornment indicating the aesthetic standards of a person. Satchels also demonstrate the distinctive Chinese cultural value, civilization development, etc., etc., etc. Yunnan, Guizhou, Guangxi, Hunan, Naimang, Tibet, Shanxi, Beijing, Northeast China, all made within the last 100 years. This baby covered in fur. Some of it almost looks Mexican. Meso-South American, doesn't it? Pouches. Same thing we already read in there, I think. Sun came out. Sun came out and dried up all the rain, and the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. I should start a new video, getting long. Pores for blowing air in and out installed within knee piece. Sometimes a pipe is inserted as a whistle. Civil mud whistles are usually shaped like monkey, dog, cow, horse, pig, chicken, pigeon, eagle, fish, turtle, frog, boy, and baby girl. Mud whistle is normally subject to mud drying, soil shaking, shaping, drying, painting, glazing, and firing kiln. Mud whistle is rooted in people's life and exhibits the civil culture of different regions. They are clumsily elegant, vivid, and colorful. Their varieties include Huangping, Huayang, Tongren, Yu, Hua, Jai, Taiwan, and Taiwan. Mud whistles presented here are collected from Guizhou, Henan, Shanxi, Beijing, Taiwan, and cover the modern era. Jiaoji pottery from Taiwan. Multi-oil-colored pottery integrating the technique of low-temperature soft pottery and Guang kiln. It originated from the south of Wuling, Guangdong province, historically known as Jiaoji. It was introduced to Taiwan in late Ming Dynasty and early Qing Dynasty. Jiaoji pottery was produced by hand. The bamboo strip is used as a tool to paste, modify the sculpture, and then the color is painted. The last process is repeated kiln burning. The pottery is carried. I gotta take my face mask off. Not the best air quality today, even inside these little buildings. Bum bum bum. Luck, blessing, good fortune, wealth, status, reproduction. Okay, good. I checked my video just now and I thought maybe I had it set to 60 frames per second, but it's not. I'm on the right setting. It's a new third-party app and had a few bugs to work out trying to get used to it. So we went through the hair ornaments, locks. This is the ethnic minority culture park. Let's find out about cotton puff ear warmers, huh? Our lovely home. This is what we read before. Same stuff. Workmanship and embroidery of Chinese art. Folk powder puff and earmuff. Belly band, wrap, powder puff, and earmuff are sewn stitch by stitch in Chinese daily life. They witness the dedication of mothers, wives, and girls who have woven all their love into these articles, making the best nature of human beings evolve today and bespeaking how great women are, notwithstanding several hundred years. For these articles hereby presented you may still be touched by each one of them. The small and delicate powder puff is like a tender woman who puts red powder on her face, sitting in front of a mirror. The blue earmuff adds to the beauty of their husbands while warming their ears. Aren't they the live witness of women's daily life? Chinese women are so reserved and simple that they translate their daily life into history and culture and ultimately the human legacy. This is nothing but the perpetuity of their love. The belly band, wrap, earmuff, and powder puff represented here are collected from such places as Shanxi, Guizhou, Northeast, and Beijing. History 400 years from Ming to modern times. Powder puff designed for women to put powder on their face. Round puff bag measuring 6 to 8 centimeters. Suede inside for dipping and puffing powder, and outside for decoration. Ancient China, women, poor or rich, were all devoted to decoration and beauty. A veneer of powder on the face coupled with a little rouge powder, as well as red lips and inked eyelid, indicate women's beauty. The peony, plum, lotus, fish, pomegranate, hyacinth, bat, phoenix, and 12 Chinese horoscope animals embroidered on the round powder puff show women's appreciation of love and feeling, beauty and goodness, auspiciousness and happiness. They are both practical and artistic. These embroidered powder puffs boast a history of over 200 years from mid-Qing dynasty to the Republic of China. Small as they are, they indicate the simple and touching love of women. Earmuff, also named nuaner or huer, is used to fend off cold in winter. It is usually shaped like a pear and made of silk cloth, inserted with cotton. It is also inlaid with fur. Nuaner was once exclusive to officials and was not frequently seen among the masses in north part of China until Qing dynasty. Earmuffs are also used by ethnic minorities such as Inner Mongolia, Huai, and Man. In the past, apart from their feet, people mainly relied on horses as means of transportation in winter. The north featured strong wind, which froze the walker's ears. Sometimes it flashlight bag, meow. Glasses case, Dongxiang. Glasses case, Lian. Mirror bag, Han. Finger guard case, Man. Head scarf, Yao. Sleeve protection, Dong. Head scarf, Uzbeks. Fan bag, Han. Socks, Salar. Ear warmers. Clay whistle. The mud whistle, civil toy. Mud whistle, also named Ni Jiao Jiao, Ni Gao, Xiao Ni Jiao, and Gugu Chong, is a civil toy made of clay and mud. It's mainly shaped by small traditional mud-based Kaini animals to be so cold that their ears might fall off, and the bulk of the walkers were men. On account of this, women's earmuffs for their sons or husbands. They sew earmuffs for their sons or husbands to hope that they would come back home safe and sound as soon as possible. The muffs also show women's loyalty to their sons, husbands, and family. Embroidered on the earmuffs are flowers, birds of prey, animals whose designs are even in parallel. Examples among those designs are dragon and phoenix, butterfly, words and clusters of flowers on the earmuffs of Inner Mongolian people, exotic flowers and grasses, and designs full of Saman culture on those of Man people, as well as peony, ivy, turtle, bat design on those of Huai people. The earmuffs hereby presented boast a history of over 300 years from Qing dynasty to the Republic of China. Cotton puffs these are, huh? Fan bags, shoe pads, wedding veil from Meow, money bag from the Han, the wallet. Let me take the autofocus off, that's annoying. Keeps trying to autofocus on me. Lock the autofocus.